Hello everyone, my name is Karynn. Welcome. I have a proverb for you that I have written for all of us to hear, and I think you'll like this. Don't ask for what you could do for yourself, but ask what you can do for God. I have a strong faith in God, and I pray, everyone should pray tonight about the pandemic, the coronavirus. They may be close to having a vaccine. Heard about it today or yesterday in the news. Isn't that exciting? But still, everybody, wear your mask everywhere you go. Wear gloves. Wear gloves as much as you can. Wash your hands all the time. Every time you get into your house, your condo, wash your hands. Wash the mask. And remember, stay 6 feet apart from one another. We need to stop the spread of this virus. I don't know how many people could end up dying. We will make our country be weak. But I really believe in our country that we will never be a weak government. We will be a powerful, strong government, someone for all others to respect. So today, what I'm going to talk about is kids going back to school during a pandemic. I've seen on television people wondering when they could go back to school because the children really miss being with one another and the teachers miss being with their students. It's one of the major programs that we take so seriously on behalf of all of our students, our children. We want to do good for our children. We want them to get the best education as they can. Yes, they were out of school for a few months, but it was the best thing to do. It was very wise for us to do that. We really needed to protect our children, keep them from getting sick. We have a better handle on the pandemic, so I think it would be okay for the students to go back to school. Let's do it slowly. If you want, you could start before Labor Day. Maybe in August you could start opening the schools again. And you got to take many precautions, and you need to take a lot of precautions for the students. Have the size of the class a lot smaller than you would normally have it. So it's going to be like this. I'm going to describe an education for you, a system that you could use for the upcoming new year while we are involved with a pandemic. It would be okay for the schools to open. The schools can start at the end of August. We are ready to have the teachers and students to go back to school with the understanding to keep the children protected from themselves and all others. Let's let the teachers teach, and let's have the students learn. We're ready to go back to school. Now this is some ideas, the suggestions for the opening of the schools. Our main objective, our main goal, is to lower the contraction of the virus. So we want to stop the spread of virus, and we have to work very closely with the children and continue to remind them to use proper technique. I recommend 2 shifts a day for teachers. 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. So a group of the children will come in the morning, and there will be a group of children coming in the second half of the day, in the second shift. And the times for the classes are a recommendation, and it can be just adjusted to your own needs in your own school system. So I have a piece of paper here to show you what I'm talking about. So for like high school, well, the first shift would be from 6:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and they would be going to school for 5.5 hours. The second shift for high school is in the afternoon. It would be from 1 to 6:30, and that also equals 5.5 hours. They could have something to eat during that day, or before the day starts, or after the day ends. 7th and 8th grade, The first shift would be from 7:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and that equals 5 hours. And then the second shift will be from 1 to 6 p.m. And then again, that is 5 hours of schooling. Before the children come to school, make sure it's all cleaned. And in between sessions, you can have the children have a cloth, and they could clean the chair and the desk. Now, K through 6, so this is a little tricky on this, but the first shift would be from 7:30 a.m. to 12:30 in the afternoon. Am I repeating that?
No, it's 8 to 11.
The K through 6 shift, the first shift is from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11:30, which equals 4.5 hours. The second shift will be from 12 noon to 4:30, 4.5 hours. So as you can see, we've cut back on several hours of schooling, but this program would be much safer for the students, so that some students are there in the morning and the others are in the afternoon. Keep your students in the school to the minimum. Have as little number of students you can in each classroom. The lunch time is at the discretion of the school. The students can eat in their classroom and the meal is brought to them, or the students can eat at the cafeteria. It is at the discretion of the school system. The students with underlying medical conditions must be at a separate location, and the food is to be brought to them. Now the last one, few ideas that I have to keeping the children safe, is try to sanitize between shifts. Otherwise, have the children sanitize their chair at the start of class. And then the teachers, separate the teacher for each shift. So there'll be one teacher for the morning and assistants. There could be more than one teacher. And then there'll be one teacher for the students in the afternoon and other teachers to help. So the teacher only has to work for from early in the morning to lunchtime, and then a new teacher comes in the afternoon from 12 or 1 o'clock until 4 or 5 in the evening. That is the recommendation I recommend for all of you. It's a thought, it's an idea that you all may want to keep in mind. You don't have to definitely keep it with those hours. I'm giving that an example. Many of the school systems, you know best. You know how many students you have in each class to make such decisions. And what you want to do is keep to the minimum. You want to have only a certain number of students in each shift, and you want to keep them apart when they have their chair, and they stay in that classroom throughout the day. Now, for the morning shift, they'd have lunch. You can also bring in your afternoon shift after the morning has lunch. Have the afternoon shift come in for lunch, and then they could have class throughout the rest of the day, and they could have a snack or so. Children with a medical condition, who are more, the sensitive people, have them stay in a classroom and have the food brought to them into the classroom, and they could eat. Those two students can fill out a menu in the morning, and then when the people from the cafeteria bring the food to them, they have the food that they chose to eat, because they recorded what they wanted to eat that morning. And that's my recommendation for a school system right now. It's just a baseline, it's just basics, something for you to expand off of for the students. But I agree, it's time to have the children go back to school. They could go back to school before Labor Day. As long as these practices are put in place, let the children come before Labor Day in August, if you could do this. As far as on the bus, well, you should have less people on the bus and less interaction, because half the students are going in the morning, half the students are going in the afternoon. So you shouldn't have a large number of students in the school buses, and that will be best. But like I say, this is guidelines. Just expand off it and do your best that you can to keep our students, our children, safe from right from kindergarten right up to high school. We need to keep them safe, and make sure the children keep the masks on. Very important. Very important for them to wear masks. And in some cases, they could wear gloves. Get children's gloves and let them use the gloves. And I think that's about all I have to say about preparing our children for school. But go ahead, restart school, use all the precautions that you can, and keep our children safe while they go to school and all things like that. As far as outside activities, sports activities, I'll leave that up to the school system and all who you in your state to decide whether or not and what sports to participate at what age and at what time you'd have practice. Maybe you could have practice instead of during the week, a couple of days during the week, and some days on Saturday have practice. But anyway, that's up to the school system, individual school system. And that's what I recommend. I'd like to, now we have a minute or two, I'd like to do stress release. If everyone could just sit in the chair and relax and get comfortable in the chair. You could close your eyes now. And what I'd like you to do is slow down your breathing, concentrate on your breathing. Inhale, a deep breath. And now exhale. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. Hold 3 seconds. And relax and breathe normal. And inhale, take a deep breath in. And relax. Exhale all the air. Hold 3 to 5 seconds. Breathe normally. Inhale and take a deep breath in. And exhale. Exhale all the air out. And hold for 3 seconds. And relax. Listen to my voice. Feel your body becoming more and more relaxed. Feel your body becoming more and more calm. More and more peaceful. Relax. Sink into the chair. Feel your body getting heavier and heavier. More and more relaxed. Say these affirmations to yourself after I say the word. I love myself. I love myself. I am open-minded. I am open-minded. I am confident. I am confident. I love myself. I am happy. May I be peaceful. May I be calm. May I find contentment. May I find joy. May I be accepting. May I be calm. You may stay in this nice relaxed state for a few minutes. I end this gathering, I end this show with saying, love yourself and love others as you love yourself. God bless everybody. God bless. Amen.